Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live, Saturday night edition. Yes, and we got a pretty good show for y'all here tonight. As you can tell from the thumbnail and you can see from the rundown, we got some good topics. We're going to talk to Devondre Campbell because that, to me, is just a really weird situation and a sad situation, but we'll get into it. We are going to talk the late, great Kobe Bryant, a guy that many have as a top 5 player all time, just an incredible player. We are going to talk some Bronny James, some good stuff there, give a little bit of flowers. And then, of course, we're going to talk the NFL MVP race. That's another pretty good story in sports right now. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the spiel. Then I'm going to come back and Transformer has something that he would like to say to everybody. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't wait. Always excited to do the show and you know, to bring our unique perspective to everybody and just you know, talk to y'all and just kick it on some sports tip, man. And just, you know, another reminder that of course we have the memberships open, so don't hesitate if you're interested to join the channel, and we'll go ahead and start getting some exclusive content out for channel members. Now we got that out of the way. I want to take a minute and I want to sit quietly and I want to stand back and I want to let my man Transformer have the mic and say what he has to say.
All right, guys. So very important. We want to get very serious right here. Something today occurred in the world, and we definitely want to bring light to the situation. Of course, you know, there was a game today, and it was two mighty forces in the armed forces, and they clashed. So I want to take a moment of silence before I commit an introduction to a certain moment. All right. Without further ado, Sid Bubba, I know you're watching. Cue in. Anchors away, my boys. Anchors away. Farewell to foreign shores. We sail at the break of day. Through our last night ashore. Drink to the full. Until we meet once more, we're wishing you a happy voyage home. Go Navy, beat Army, let's go. Hoorah, baby, let's go.
And I have to sit there quietly and I have to show respect to that because my brother and his boys, they showed up today. They showed out today. As Shannon Sharp like to say, they put foots in them.
Put foots
in my beloved Army. So shout out and congrats to the midshipmen today, man. Played a hell of a game and got so much respect for those guys, the way they came out. And I really thought, you know, after the season we had this year, 11-1 and winning the AAC American Athletic Conference the first year in it and just having a tremendous season, that it would just continue today. But that just goes to show you, man, these rivalry games, there's something different.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny, Transformer, real quick, and then we'll move on. Like, remember we were saying, like, if Ryan Day wins the national championship, it'd still be bittersweet for Ohio State because they lost to Michigan.
Yeah.
That's kind of the feeling I'm getting right now. Like, we had an incredible year, Army. We freaking, you know, we got a bowl game coming up to prepare for and hopefully win. Army won, like I said, they won the conference championship. But, you know, you go against your number one rival and you play those guys, and then not only do they beat you, you know, they put a stomping on you. And it's like
the brakes off of you. Yeah.
There's not really anything that can fix that. You know what I'm saying? It's because you have a whole 365 days to wait before you get a chance at redemption. So I kind of get that Ohio State, Michigan feeling here. So yeah, man, salute to y'all. Salute to the way y'all came out and y'all balled out and y'all handled business, man. I got nothing to say, brother.
Hey, no, man, it's always love. At the end of the day, it's a game that's on the field. Once that game is over, me and you are brothers in arms, man. We're brothers in the armed forces, and we ride or die together, man. Literally ride or die together. So, man, salute to the Army as well. They brought the love. They brought the fandom. They just didn't bring the play.
No, we did not.
Didn't bring the play.
Didn't bring that at all.
Man, so shout out to the Navy midshipman, man. Shout out Blake Horvath. You know, he showed out today, man. He ran all over the place.
Sure did.
Our quarterback for the Navy midshipmen, they did their thing. Bryson Daly,
204 on the ground today.
204 on the ground, 2 touchdowns in the air, 2 touchdowns on the ground. As you guys know, these are 2 running football teams. They're just going to run the ball at will, at random, at all day. And it was a great game, man. It felt good to like have that piece in the fourth quarter to where it's like,
There's
no
stress. Last year literally came down to inches last year. So yeah,
correct.
I can imagine how good you were feeling. That was, what can I say, man? Y'all did your thing, man. I got nothing to say. Salute, brother. Salute.
Absolutely, man. Salute to you too, brother. Salute to you too. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a last rewind singing maybe your next forte. I'm hoarse right now, bro. I'm actually hoarse. People don't know. I'm an actual former choir singer, right?
Here you go.
Hey, man, singing choir. I made all Southwest Tennessee 2 years in a row. That was before I joined the military and became a coach, and all this yelling just took my voice away from me, man. So fun fact, I actually used to be able to sing. Used to.
That has been. I don't believe you. I think you got that made at like Kinko's or something.
Kinko's is crazy. That's crazy. Man. My voice is gone because of that. Oh man. How you doing though, brother? I didn't ask you before we
But no, how you doing, man? Not a bad day at all. Not a bad day at all. Can't complain. Yeah. You know, blessed as always. You know, thankful.
Always.
So yeah.
Highly favored, my boy.
That is it.
Yes,
Edward Jackson has a quick question for us. He says, I want to know something, especially you, Bruce, because I'm pretty sure you criticized the Lakers winning the NBA Cup, but will you criticize anyone who wins it this year? Edward, so let me say this, right? When I criticize the Lakers,
why you gotta start there?
No. I just do it to mess with them, especially Transformer, because being a Celtics fan, anytime the Lakers do anything is we always gotta shoot the crap at them, right? So
yeah,
I didn't really criticize them for it, other than the fact that it was kind of weird to me that they should have like hung that banner on the other side of the stadium and say, okay, well, we plan to get more. You don't put those up there next to 17 world titles. Like, to me, that's the only thing. But
I agree.
It's cool. They won, and especially you always got the history of winning the inaugural one. So I think that's something too. Especially if the NBA Cup eventually becomes a real thing,
a big thing,
right? Yeah. So and honestly, Edward, I really don't care, man. I think the NBA Cup is just. I think it's just more crap trying to get some interest in the game during a very long regular season where guys don't really care that much. So, no, I won't criticize anyone who wins it. Not at all.
No, absolutely. I mean, I don't hang much to it as well. I mean, the NBA Cup, I mean, that's for the players to have some type of motivation early in the season. Right. As we know, the season start off slow. It's 82 games. It's a long season. So a lot of players are just like kind of just going through the motion. So it kind of gives the NBA players something more to battle for. I mean, it feels good that the Lakers are the first, right? You know what I mean? Like I hype on Green Bay. We invented the Super Bowl, right?
That's right.
We invented the Super Bowl, and then we won the first 2 Super Bowls to ever be created.
That's correct.
So that's something you can hang your hat on. Like, 49ers or Dallas are like, oh, we got more Super Bowls. But I'm like, man, who invented the damn thing? We did.
That's right.
We kept winning so many world championships that we had to create something different, and we won the first 2 of those. So it's just under that same breath. I mean, we're the first to do it, but congrats to whoever's going to win it. I think it's the Bucks, and who else is going to be up?
Oh, I'm so embarrassed to say I don't know. I really don't.
I don't know.
Because I'll say it's hard for me to really. Number one, how I feel about the modern NBA. It's difficult for me, but even beyond that, we're still, we're now rolling into the college football playoff. We're in the home stretch of the NFL. So it's like, me, the NBA is still kind of taking a back seat until like the NFL playoffs wrap up. Then it's like, okay, now we're going to really dig into the NBA. So for me personally, and this is something I actually have thought about. Like, I really should be paying more attention to the NBA Cup. Somebody's going to ask me about it. And lo and behold, right?
Looking at it, I was looking at it. It's kind of like loading up right now. But single elimination championship in Vegas right now. The semifinals. I believe the Bucks and Hawks are playing right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Bucks and the Bucks and the Hawks are in the semifinals.
So the Bucks just beat the Hawks.
Okay, so the Bucks are gonna go. All right, and then OKC is gonna play Houston. So the best out of OKC and Houston, then the winner of that is gonna play the Bucks for the championship to win year number 2 NBA Cup. So here we go.
There you go. By the way, did you? Nah, I ain't even gonna. I'll get you offline because that could go a bad place. Yeah, I'll get you offline, man. To this last topic, and that's the NFL MVP race. We thought it was important to talk about this, especially as the NFL season is winding down. And please forgive me, y'all, because I didn't put Saquon Barkley on this thing, and that was utterly disrespectful.
Like number 2.
Yeah, that's a fact. But you know what it is? My mind is so programmed to think quarterbacks, right? As we well know, right? So I disrespected Saquon. And you know what's funny though? Isn't Derrick Henry like not far behind him in the rushing?
And he's not even on the list.
They're not even talking about him. I'm like, wait a minute, why? I guess because Saquon is the sexier story, but also because I think he's on pace to break the record.
Yeah.
So that has something to do with it as well. But yeah, so we're talking about who may end up being the NFL MVP and the race. Oh, actually, Saquon's like 200 rushing yards ahead of him now. Damn. Oh yeah, he took off. But anyway, I'm sorry. So we're talking about who should be not necessarily should be, but who is right there at the head of the MVP race. And of course, Lamar Jackson, who I guess because the team isn't having as much success as we would like, even though he is near or at the top of most of the quarterback and passing numbers. The team is not having great success. So, people are talking about him less, right? It's a recency bias kind of thing. Also, we see Jared Goff. What are they on, a 12-game win streak now? 11 or 12? 11 game win streak. You see Josh Allen having literally Herculean efforts out here, 6 touchdowns in one game and all kinds of crazy things, man. So let's do this. So for instance, you got a guy like Josh Allen who is just doing absolutely amazing freaking things. We know he's got the rocket arm. We know he can take off with his legs. And the crazy thing is how he can move with his legs being the size that he is. This guy's like 6'5", almost 250, right? He can make every throw. He could play in all different types. He's just a beast, right? He's
very Big Ben-esque.
Yes,
but
young
faster.
Big Ben. That's a great analogy.
But faster.
And so you see it, man. He can do a lot, man. The guy is special. He can do a lot. And so a lot of people have him kind of in the forefront of the MVP race. And I will say there's probably some politics to that. The powers that be have wanted Josh Allen to win an MVP for years now.
3 years running.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to get there. But now with the way his team is playing, it's very possible that he might get it, despite
the way he's playing as well, though.
Yeah, but despite the fact that his numbers are actually down from last year, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think because the biggest bugaboo a lot of people gave Josh Allen was the turnovers. Like he could shoot you in a game and he can also throw you out of one, right? He just he was very. I would compare him a little bit more to Brett Favre in some efforts. Like he was trying to make the big play when the big play wasn't there, and he's throwing it in double coverage to Stephon Diggs, and it's getting picked off. Right.
Well, when you get the howitzer, you think you could throw a watermelon through a keyhole. You know what I'm saying? you believe in your arm in every throw. So
exactly
to a detriment. So. But to that point, though, only 5 interceptions this season, right? And that's why people are looking at Josh Allen and saying, "Okay, this might be the year." Now, are the passing numbers absurd? Are the passing touchdowns crazy? No. Only 23 passing touchdowns, 3,000 passing yards. So he might get to 4,000 yards and he might get to 30 touchdowns. But the fact that he's not turning over the ball the way he had in previous seasons That's what I think is a big difference. Now moving on, % of his passes this season. That doesn't even make sense.
Higher.
Doesn't even make sense.
I'm looking at the wrong. Yeah, you're right. 72.4. That's right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
3,200 passing yards, 8.6 yards per pass, 25 touchdowns, 10 picks. And
the only person better than him is Tua Tagovailoa, and he's played 4 less games.
And Joe Burrow.
No, Joe was under him.
Under him? Oh, in completion percentage.
Completion percentage. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I was just talking about like overall numbers. Joe Burrow is killing it.
Oh, he's killing the game.
Killing it.
Honestly, and I said this multiple times, the only reason why Joe Burrow is not mentioned for MVP is the record. Other than that, there's no reason why he's not at the forefront or unanimous at this point. 3,700 yards. He's leading by what's that? It's waiting up. Leading by 250 yards per. And that was after the week 1 blunder. All right, leads the league in touchdowns. He's only behind what? Let me see. Oh my gosh, it messed me up. Jesus, only 3-4 players in interceptions. He has 6. Right? Like, come on, man. Like, those numbers are crazy. 107.9% passer rating, 74.1 QBR. I mean, he would have been running away with it.
Facts.
He would have literally been running away with it.
So let's do this. This will be the last clip that we're going to play for tonight. This one's a little longer, almost 5 minutes, but this is a clip of Richard Sherman, and he's talking about the MVP discussion. He makes some good points here, and there's something I definitely want to respond to afterwards. Then we'll have you wrap up, and then we'll shut it down. But let's check this out, and that'll be that.
Still believe Josh Allen is not going to win the MVP.
Well, because I just don't know what it's based off of anymore. It used to be based off of elite stats and really, really special performances. And Josh Allen's team is having a special performance, and he's performed special in certain games. Not that he's playing bad football by any stretch of the imagination. He's playing really good football. But MVP level used to be held to a higher regard. And just like last year, everybody was killing me because I was like, Josh Allen has 44 touchdowns last year, 44 total touchdowns. He had about 4,300 passing yards. He did have the 18 interceptions. That was the red herring but I was like, that's a great season. Like, that's an impactful season. That's a season worthy of MVP consideration. And this season, he's going to end up with a lot. I can't say a lot less touchdowns, but he has 20 passing touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, which is a huge improvement. 334 rush yards, 6 touchdowns, and he still has 5 games to go. So that 2,691 yards will probably get closer to 4,000 if he. What is that? Let's see. If he gets 250 a game, 5 games, it'll be right about 4,300, something like that. But I just don't understand it when the numbers, I'm not talking about anything but the numbers, guys. Just like I was last year when I said Lamar with 24 passing touchdowns is going to be the MVP. And they told me, yes, I sound crazy. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot because I don't think he should get it because those numbers aren't really all-inspiring compared to his MVP season where he had, I believe 36 passing touchdowns. And I think he had, I'd have to go back and look, but 8 or 9 rushing touchdowns. And he just had a lot more that you looked at the stat line and you said MVP. Like, if you look at it and you say, hey, completion percentage, does he lead the league? Is he top 5? No. Passing yards, same. No. Passing touchdowns, no. Interceptions, he's probably close to up there, but then you look at Burrow and Lamar and you're just like, Burrow is just being let down at this point, but we're going to get to him later. Then you look at Saquon Barkley. Over 12 games, he has 1,500 rushing yards, averaging 124 yards a game, almost 125 yards a game, 11 rushing touchdowns, which should be 15 if it wasn't for the tush push and them giving it to Jalen Hurts from the 1-yard line 4 or 5 times. 275 touches, 1,700 scrimmage yards. That's starting to sound like an MVP numbers with 5 games to go. So if you say he averages what he averages for the next 5 games, what is that? 600 or so yards. So that put him over 2,000 yards for a running back. That would sound like an MVP season. He'd probably be leading the league in all those categories. MVP. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't get mad at me because the numbers are the numbers, guys. MVPs usually lead the league. Now it's become such a popularity contest of, hey, man, everybody's making a lot of noise about these guys making special plays that the numbers don't even matter anymore. Let's get to Lamar Jackson. When I sit there and say, man, Lamar Jackson's having having an MVP season. He has almost 600 more yards, passing yards than Josh Allen, 9 more passing touchdowns, 2 less interceptions, 3. It's completing a higher percentage of his passes, has almost 300 plus more rushing yard. Don't call me crazy. These are the numbers. His team is 8-5. Sure. Could he have run a little bit more last week? Sure. Give you that. And will he win MVP without his team being a 1 or 2 seed? Probably not. But the numbers are the numbers. And just like Joe Burrow is being let down in such a criminal way by his defense, and it's really sad. I mean, to score 33 plus in 4 games and lose all 4 of them, to have MVP numbers over 12 games and to be 4-8. They showed a stat where quarterbacks had, I think it was 3,000 plus yards, 30 touchdowns, or it might have been just 30 plus touchdowns, 5 interceptions over 12 games. And I don't think it was Tom, it was Aaron, it was Peyton, it was all them, and it was 10 wins, 11 wins, 9 wins. I think 9 was the least. And then it was Joe Burrow at 4 wins. And it's just like, my goodness, what a wasted year for him. And I can't imagine how he feels, because you're looking at that tape and trying to see what else he could have done more. But again, you look at his stats, 3,300 passing yards, leads the NFL, 30 passing touchdowns, leads the NFL, 5 interceptions, MVP. If Josh Allen had those numbers, I'd be sitting there saying, you guys are silly. Give him the award. Walk away. Like, it's done. But he has 10 less touchdown passes. 10 less. Like, that's a huge number to have less than. And so I don't understand. People are acting like I'm hating. I really like Josh Allen. We just had that game. We talked to him. He's a great human being. He's playing phenomenal football right now. But is it MVP level? I don't. Maybe I'm looking at something different than you guys. Maybe I'm looking at something. And yes, I've watched the Buffalo Bills play. Yes, I understand how dependent they are on Josh Allen performing at a high level to win these games. I fully understand that. But do the numbers not matter anymore?
How many times did he talk about the numbers? Richard Sherman's a very smart guy. He's also a champion. Man. I believe he's a 5-time All-Pro, multiple-time Pro Bowler.
Mm-hmm.
I would expect that.
He went to Ivy League school, didn't he? He graduated from Ivy League.
Bro, he went to Stanford.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to get into Stanford?
Yeah.
Stanford is the only school you can't sign a letter of intent until you're accepted into the school. Stanford is real deal, bro. Academically.
No, absolutely.
Right. So we know he's a smart guy. So I don't understand his insistence on the numbers. Yeah, stats are important, but again, the eyes, right? What a guy can do is not always reflected in the stats. So I don't get that.
No. I mean, I do understand what he was trying. I mean, where he's going with it. Like, we've seen a better version of Josh Allen, right? In a sense, but it's more Herculean effort when it comes to like the winning and I mean, not winning, but the way he's playing the football games.
Right. That's what I think
it's such a heavy emphasis on quarterback that he's just the better quarterback with the good record, not turning over the ball. And I think it's a lot to do with them been wanting to give it to him for so long.
I think that has a lot to do with
James Harden,
it as well.
like they was like, or Joel Embiid, it was like, man, we want to give it to you, but you're just not healthy enough to stay in the league, right? We want to give it to you, but then we'll give it to you later on down the line. Because honestly, if you was to ask me to pick MVP, it's without a shadow of a doubt, Saquon Barkley.
I'm not mad at that.
Call it what you want, right? I would say Saquon Barkley. He's doing things that we rarely see as a quarterback, and like as a quarterback. I think for me to put you as the MVP, I need to see something that I haven't seen before. Like Aaron Rodgers, 50 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Like, oh man, bro, that's crazy work. MVP. There you go. Patrick Mahomes, I believe it was 46 touchdowns and 7 or 8 interceptions. Like those are high numbers, right? Saquon Barkley might pass Eric Dickerson's record of 2105. He's on pace of doing that right now. I think
he's on pace for like 21-22 or something like that.
21-44 last time I checked. He's on pace for 21-44. So like he can break Eric Dickerson's record, something we AP tried to do it, couldn't do it. Derrick Henry tried to do it, couldn't do it.
Quite get there,
right?
Yeah.
Couldn't quite get
Barry
there. So
Sanders couldn't quite get there. It's a lot of dudes.
Barry Sanders couldn't get there. So it's like if he gets there and he breaks that record,
especially in this era.
In this era.
Yeah.
And right. And during the time that we are considering running backs to be undervalued. right? They're not getting paid like they should be getting paid. And when you're looking at receivers and quarterbacks, looking at these $30 million a year, I believe Jamar Chase is seeking a $40 million a year contract, right?
With the way he's
Saquon is
playing,
getting
I don't know. You might have to give it to him.
Granted, but Saquon's getting what, $8 million a year?
Is that it?
Right, like $8 million, bro.
Look, they might with what he's doing, they might have to redo that deal after this season. Especially if it breaks the record.
It's gonna be huge.
He's gonna make a lot in what's that? What do you incentives? He's gonna make a ton of incentives. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, he's gonna go down in history.
Yeah,
if he breaks that record, it now belongs to Saquon Barkley. We're now talking, can you break the Saquon Barkley record? Right? That's literally what we're going to be talking about. So, I mean, you just look at the way he's playing. I mean, even in an offense where he's being shortchanged, in my opinion, with the tush push and Jalen Hurts getting the rushing touchdowns, Saquon Barkley could be going on a pace of having a record-breaking Eric Dickerson record with 20-something plus touchdowns.
Rushing?
20-something, just period. I mean, just like rushing right now, it's 11. I believe the tush push and Jalen Hurts has about 13 touchdowns or something like that.
Okay.
At the 1 yard line, where you could just hand it off to Saquon Barkley, like, hey, go ahead and get in there. So even if you give him half of those, you give him half of 6 or 7. So that now puts him at 20 touchdowns on a season if you combine rushing and receiving.
Yeah, I'm sure.
2105 plus 20 touchdowns. Bro, that's MVP. That's MVP.
For real.
Right? So yeah, man.
Listen, I wouldn't be mad at that at all, especially because you know me, you know how much I love running backs and the running back position. So it would be awesome to see it. But I will also say it tells you how quarterback centric the game is, that it takes breaking a record, a long-standing record, in order to get recognized with an award that you should have gotten anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I think if he gets 2,000, they should give it to him. Just get 2,000.
Well,
Henry didn't get it his MVP year, but that was because Aaron Rodgers went crazy.
Did AP get it when he went for 2,000?
AP didn't get it.
No. See, Chris Johnson, did he get it when he went for 2,000? No.
But my thing is, during those seasons, like there was a quarterback who put up Herculean numbers, like 40-something plus touchdowns, like Aaron Rodgers. So like this year would be the year that if Saquon gets 2,000. There's only one real quarterback who's putting up Herculean numbers, and that guy has a 4-8 record.
Yeah.
So like other than that, it's like none of these other quarterbacks are putting up the numbers to be like, oh yeah, he's clear cut MVP. Yeah. It'll be Saquon, 2,000 yards. He literally changed Philly's offense and whole game scheme around. He literally hurdled a guy backwards. Like that's an MVP move.
Yeah. That's an MVP moment for real. I just think like if the Ravens were winning more, Lamar Jackson would still be in that discussion. But if was the fifth, I think that's how the saying goes, right?
If was a fifth. Boy, I ain't heard that one in Jesus. That was a good one right there. I heard that in a long time. If was a fifth.
There you go. All right, well, let's do this, man. Let's go ahead. Let's take 2 quick calls. See what anyone has to say about the MVP race, and then we'll get out of here.
That's why receivers going to win the Triple Crown. No, absolutely, man. Not Jalen Hurts.
Chase the damn
Jamar
animal.
Chase is just crazy with it, dude.
Man, he's a beast.
They got to pay him. Whatever that number is, just blank check him. Just, hey, you got it.
Yeah. Just do it. Yeah, he earned that thing.
And again, this is why you pay players early. Now that you sat on them, you could have paid him last year. The number would have been low.
Yeah,
now
but you
looking
can
at
say
40
that,
million.
It's the same percentage of the cap because the cap is going up year to year, and so is the so is the money. But let's go ahead and take this call. Here's Bruce. Bruce, what up?
Hey, what's going on with you?
Chilling.
Hey, man, if the Ravens win these, if the Ravens sweep these last 4 games in good in dominating fashion, Lamar Jackson most definitely winning the MVP.
I don't know about winning it. He'll be back right into the running. I don't know about winning it.
Whoever said he was out the running.
Well, I'm saying you don't hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it.
No.
When you hear, go ahead.
Pull up the MVP odds. That's the only way.
He's fourth. He's fourth.
Yeah. He's still in the running.
Okay.
Now, if he run off these last 4, trust me, he gonna win that. And you already know he's leading the Pro Bowl in votes out of every player in the NFL.
And nobody cares.
That's a
about
popularity
Pro Bowl. That's not
contest,
even a
though.
thing anymore,
I'm just saying popularity. I know you don't. I'm not talking about the game within itself. I'm talking about his popularity.
No, I understand that.
The
question: if Saquon does end up breaking the record or getting past 2,000, still balling, but Lamar Jackson still balling, who gets it?
Lamar Jackson, you know they don't get no damn MVP to no damn running back.
Yeah, but if he breaks a record though, a long-standing record, that he might get it. He might get it if he gets the record. I'm not saying he should or should not. I'm saying it might happen.
And the whole voters fatigue kicks in on Lamar Jackson too. Like, he got 2.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Like, Saquon is doing something we've never seen done before.
He got 30 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, bro.
Nobody is knocking Lamar Jackson, man. Nobody's saying he's not worthy of it. 29. Nobody's saying that.
Oh, you know, Rob, I bleed purple, bro. Don't
I know
do that.
I know you do. I know you do. Hey, he holding it. Transformer. He holding it down for G.
He holding it down for G.
It's bad enough. The mainstream media.
Listen up, stupid.
Every week, y'all flip flop on them every goddamn week.
First of all,
me?
First of all, I'm not mainstream media. That's the first and foremost.
Gotcha.
All right, well,
flip flop every goddamn week, man, with this man. It's getting ridiculous.
Man. No, but I think, like I said, the problem is the winning. If the Ravens were still winning like they were early in the season, I got you. It wouldn't be a discussion, but that's the only issue is the winning has slipped a bit. But to your point, it will be a very, very good discussion if the Ravens finish hot, right? Yeah. What would they be? 12-5? You will have a real discussion. Yeah. But right now, Josh Allen is the favorite. Like, I'm trying to tell you, man, the powers.
I agree with everything Richard Sherman said. They trying to force feed us Josh Allen, man.
Yes, I can see that. I don't disagree.
Yeah,
but I mean, Josh Allen is really, really good too, though. He's really good.
He's not better than Lamar Jackson.
Right,
they would whoop their ass in Baltimore.
That's a totally different discussion. But that's a totally different discussion. 1 and 2, like, you can't say that because they don't play against each other head to head, right? So like, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's a totally different thing. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. But I do think that it might happen for Saquon if he can continue and break the record. That would be very, very hard to ignore for the voters.
Yeah, and I think Philly gunning for it too. They should be gunning for it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and let them get it.
For real, yeah.
We'll be having a different discussion as the Jet catch the damn pass to the Carolina Panthers.
Huh?
We'll be having a different discussion. Philly almost lost last Sunday to the Carolina Panthers if the boy would have caught the ball.
What I got to do with Saquon Barkley though?
We'll be having a different discussion about who the MVP should be.
How?
Lost that game to
I was about to say, yeah, why? Because they would only have 3 losses on the year. So
he didn't show out that game last Sunday. Hey, Bruce, let's be real though. I always believe that they should announce the MVP after the Super Bowl, but I know I'm just serious. That's how
Saquon had 124 yards.
Hey, everything you say not law, Bruce. I'm saying that's how I feel.
I didn't say that. I didn't say everything I say is law. No, I was saying I don't think they should announce the MVP that late because what's going to happen is that's going to push back the voting and it's going to allow the voters to get playoff stuff into their mind when the MVP is a regular season award. I think that's going to be the problem. But that's me.
Yeah. Lamar done had 4 perfect games this year, man. Come on, man.
I'm not arguing against Lamar, Bruce. I'm not. I'm just saying there are other worthy candidates. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you this right now. Yeah. Right now, if you had a choice to pick between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, who you going with?
Like to be my quarterback on my franchise?
Yes.
I don't know, man. That's tough. That's really tough.
Yo, crazy.
That's really tough.
Crazy. You ain't no true. You denounced from the Ravens. You're not a Raven, bro.
Okay, so let's take Lamar Jackson out of a Ravens jersey. Take him out of a Ravens jersey.
Hold up. Why the decision so hard to make?
Because Josh Allen is an animal. He's a monster.
So what is Lamar Jackson?
Yes, he is, and that's why the decision is hard to make because they
Bruce,
both monsters.
You have some doubts. You have some doubts towards Lamar Jackson, Bruce. For you to say, for you to be a Ravens fan.
Listen. Y'all gonna stop this, man. Y'all gonna stop this. Being a Ravens fan does not mean I can't be objective and look at things rationally from all angles.
Okay, so why not? So okay. Okay, explain your reason why. Okay, why? Why you don't know?
I just finished saying they're both monsters, and if we're real, as great as Lamar is, what have I consistently said? I just want to see it. I want to see it in the postseason.
I want to see it. Hey, Josh Allen brought home a Lombardi trophy yet?
They got more.
No matter how he looked in the playoffs.
He's got more playoff wins than Lamar. He's got more playoff wins than Lamar.
Postseason. I don't care.
Okay, then you don't have to, but he's got more playoff wins than Lamar. He has played better in the playoffs than Lamar.
Do you have a trophy? Did he get it done? Did he get it done? Has he been to a Super Bowl yet? And won one? No.
Postseason.
Ain't that the aim and the purpose of being an NFL franchise?
Yes.
At the end of the year?
Yes, it is. But if you have a quarterback that plays better in the postseason, you have a better chance of that happening. Am I right?
Postseason.
Well, he must have been playing well enough to be losing.
Okay.
He have not won a Super
All right,
Bowl
listen.
yet.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this, Bruce. Is it fair to say that in discussions of Lamar Jackson and the Ravens that you may lack some objectivity? Is it fair to say that?
No, I do not lack
You just finished saying you bleed purple.
And I don't understand. You being a Ravens fan. You being a Ravens fan.
That doesn't mean that I have to. Yeah, go ahead.
You being a Ravens fan on the fence about who you'll choose between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I think it's a little bit more deeper than what you're saying, brother.
Okay, that's cool.
Besides playoff play.
Okay.
What it really is.
Somebody get G in here.
Exactly what it is. That's what I've always said it is. I think Lamar Jackson is great. He just needs to show more in the playoffs. But let's stop transforming. You got anything else, Bruce?
Nah, man, go ahead, man.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the call, man. All right.
I think we're gonna have to start giving him and G like a Raven sexual.
I think we
call LeBron sexuals, the Raven sexuals.
No, we might have to give him a segment for real though. We might have to talk about that. But all right, listen, team. We're gonna go ahead and leave it right here. We're done a little short of 3 hours, which is relatively fast for us. We appreciate you all coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys sharing your thoughts. We appreciate you listening while we share ours. It's always great to have you here. Continue to like and subscribe. Continue to share the show. I truly appreciate it. And we're gonna get up out of here, man. And again, if you're so interested or if you are so inclined, please join the channel. And then once that happens, you'll start seeing some interesting stuff going on for the members. All right. And yes, before we leave, man, shout out to my brothers in arms. Shout out to the United States Naval Academy who put an absolute butt cutting on my Army Black Knights today. I have nothing to say about it other than shout out Transformer, shout out Sid Bubba, shout out for any other sailors who may listen to this or who may be in the chat right now. I don't know if there's any more in the chat besides Sid Bubba, but the point is, man, shout out to Navy, man, because y'all did y'all damn thing today. And
we appreciate it.
We
appreciate it. And a shout out to Sneed, man. Sneed threw in a huge gem for me in this microphone. I hear myself sound more clear.
That's what's up.
So Sneed, you come back, you watch this, man. Appreciate it. I can hear myself better because I used to talk like this into the mic, but now I talk like this into the mic.
You're right.
That's crazy work. But
that was crazy work. Wow. So did I tell you my big sister's a Navy vet? Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, she texted me during the show talking greasy.
Talk, sis.
Yeah.
Talk, sis. Matter of fact, you know what? I should call my little sister. My little sister, she just turned Army.
Man,
so
don't do that to her, man. Don't do that to her.
Your first year in the Army, getting spanked by the midship.
Don't say that to her, man. Man, you leave her alone, man. All right, so y'all. We will be back with y'all tomorrow night to do the weekly NFL wrap up. Have a good one. Be safe. We out. Peace.